19 years after Kiss Me Deadly killed Noir, it rose from the dead. This is Chinatown, where corruption sits in the sunlight, evil wins, and the bad guys always get away with it. Through Noirvember, we've watched Noir's birth and death, and now it's rebirth. Let's dig in. Nicholson discovered his own family secret while promoting the film.
You get tender. You get close to each other.
June 1974. Time magazine calls Jack Nicholson to fact-check a story. The researcher casually tells him his sister, June, was actually his mother. Nicholson was 37. Both women were already dead. He was promoting a film where the reveal is, she's my sister and my daughter, and discovers his entire life was a lie. June got pregnant at 16. Her mother raised Jack so June could pursue dancing. Nicholson's response? This is the most fucked thing I've ever heard. The biggest reveal in Chinatown had just happened to its star in real life. Town and Polanski went to war. Town wrote an ending where Evelyn survives, Cross loses, and Jake gets redemption. Polanski refused. Life doesn't work out like that. They fought for days, a real creative war, and the bleaker ending only locked in near the end of shooting. Years later, Town admitted, he was right. My ending wasn't Chinatown. Los Angeles was built on theft. Town built the plot on real events, the theft of water from Owens Valley, the political corruption behind the Los Angeles Aqueduct, and the 1928 St. Francis Dam collapse that killed over 400 people. The character Hollis Mulwray is even named after William Mulholland. People who knew about the water deals bought land first, then sold for millions once it was irrigated. Sound familiar? That's exactly Noah Cross's Los Angeles was built on greed and conspiracy. The Great Gatsby versus Chinatown. Producer Robert Evans offered Town $175,000 to adapt The Great Gatsby. Town said no. He asked for $25,000 to write his own screenplay instead. Evans thought he was crazy. That screenplay? Chinatown. Town eventually got $250,000 more when filming began, plus 5% of the gross. The Great Gatsby flopped. Chinatown became immortal. Jerry Goldsmith's Impossible Deadline. Philip Lambro composed the original score. Test audiences hated it. Producer Robert Evans rejected it at the last minute. Jerry Goldsmith got the call. Write and record an entirely new score in 10 days. 10 days. When Evans asked what instruments he'd use, Goldsmith, who hadn't even started, blurted out, 4 pianos, 4 harps, strings, solo trumpet, and percussion. Now he was trapped. He had to make it work. He did. That haunting trumpet became one of cinema's most iconic themes. Goldsmith got an Oscar nomination, but lost to The Godfather Part 2. Breaking Noir's visual rulebook. Chinatown breaks the Noir rulebook, hardly any night scene. Cinematographer John Alonzo wanted corruption to sit in the sun, where it feels exposed and harder to escape. No shadows to hide in, just heat, glare, and rot. It's noir in broad daylight, and somehow that makes it more disturbing. Polanski's control freak moment. Roman Polanski and Faye Dunaway despised each other. During a take, Polanski reached into frame and plucked a single hair from Dunaway's head because it was catching the light. Dunaway stormed off set. Production shut down. She later wrote it wasn't the hair, it was the incessant cruelty, the constant sarcasm, the never-ending need to humiliate me. Polanski called her a gigantic pain. She said his treatment bordered on harassment. They never worked together again. The Lakers game that broke Polanski. During shooting, a Lakers game went into double overtime. Nicholson refused to leave his trailer. Assistant director Howard Koch had to tell Polanski, who exploded, "What the fuck is double overtime?" When Nicholson finally emerged, Polanski was so furious he grabbed Nicholson's TV and threw it out of the trailer. Nicholson's response? He stripped completely naked and walked off set. Why he got naked remains a Hollywood mystery. Polanski used an actual switchblade. That scene where Polanski slices Nicholson's nose? He used a real switchblade, designed to fold harmlessly if held correctly. But if held wrong, it would slice Nicholson's nose clean off. Before filming, Polanski kept flipping the knife, confusing Nicholson about which side was safe. That terror in Nicholson's eyes? Real. For years, they got tired of explaining the trick knife, so they just started telling people Nicholson's nose was really cut. The bandage became one of cinema's most iconic images. Dunaway demanded he actually hit her. In that devastating scene where Jake slaps Evelyn, "She's my sister, she's my daughter."
My sister, my daughter!
Nicholson initially used stage slaps. They weren't working. Dunaway told him to actually slap her, really hit her. Nicholson was reluctant, but she insisted. That raw, brutal pain, you see, that's real. Nicholson felt guilty afterward, even though she asked for it. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown. People misremember this. They think Jake says it, or a narrator. Nope. It's Joe Mantell playing Walsh, a supporting character delivering cinema's most devastating final line. And here's the thing, it almost didn't exist. Early drafts just ended. Mantell improvised variations during shooting. Polanski shaped it into its final form. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
5 words that mean give up, you can't win, evil wins. And trying to help only gets people killed. It's nihilism perfected. The mispronunciation that became perfect. Throughout the film, Noah Cross calls him Mr. Gitz instead of Mr. Geddes. Seems like a power move, right? The rich man who can't be bothered with the detective's name? Actually, John Huston simply couldn't pronounce it. No matter how many times they corrected him, he kept saying Gitz. They gave up and added a line where Nicholson tries to correct him. Cross ignores it. It accidentally became perfect. Cross is too arrogant to care. And here's the awkward part. Nicholson had just started dating Huston's daughter, Angelica. When Cross asks Jake, "Are you sleeping with my daughter?" Real life uncomfortable. The detective we never leave. Jake Geddes is in every single frame. When he's knocked unconscious, the camera fades to black with him, and back when he wakes up. We learn nothing before he does. We discover the plot at the exact pace he does. This alignment keeps the film unusually tense and personal. It's Polanski, following Raymond Chandler's detective tradition perfectly. From epic to elegant. Town's early drafts were sprawling, 180 to 200 pages with long narration, extra subplots, and detours into LA history. Polanski literally took scissors and cut the script into one-sentence summations of each scene. Then, they pasted them on his study door and rearranged until they worked. Polanski cut all narration. The final shooting script was tight, elegant, perfect. The wrong cinematographer. Stanley Cortez, legendary cinematographer of The Magnificent Ambersons and Night of the Hunter, was hired first. His style was classical, stylized, beautiful. Polanski hated it. He wanted naturalistic, low-key, gritty. After just days, Cortez was fired. John A. Alonzo stepped in and shot the film we know. The few scenes Cortez did shoot, including the Orange Grove fight, made it into the final cut. Some of his last work before retirement. Alonzo's cinematography earned an Oscar nomination and defined neo-noir for decades. The director who didn't want to come back. When Nicholson approached Polanski, his immediate reaction was not to do this. 5 years earlier, his pregnant wife, Sharon Tate, and friends were murdered by the Manson family at their LA home. Polanski had fled and sworn never to return, but Town's script and Nicholson's friendship convinced him. Chinatown became Polanski's last American film. 3 years later, he was arrested for assaulting a 13-year-old girl and fled to Europe, where he remains in exile. The film's themes of corruption and the impossibility of justice took on haunting new meaning. Biblical villain. Town chose Noah Cross deliberately. Old Testament echoes of floods, patriarchal control, land, legacy, and survival at any cost. A villain whose name is basically a thesis statement. And Hollis Mulray? Almost an anagram for William Mulholland, the real chief engineer whose dam collapse killed 431 people. Town embedded history into every name. The symbolic kill shot. According to Faye Dunaway, Evelyn being shot through the eye was deliberate, a reference to Oedipus, who blinds himself after discovering his incestuous relationship. When makeup effects had problems, producers wanted to change where she'd be shot. Dunaway fought to keep it, understanding the symbolic weight. That horrifying image, horn blaring, blood streaming, became one of Noir's most devastating endings.
Away from her.
You'll have to kill me first.
Get away! Get away!
The character actor dynasty. That angry farmer with the sheep at the city council meeting, Rance Howard, Ron Howard's father. Rance appeared in over 100 films. He and Ron made their debut together in a 1956 Western when Ron was 2. Rance later appeared in 15 of Ron's films as director. In 1974, Ron was still Opie and Richie Cunningham. Nobody knew the dynasty was beginning. 11 nominations, 1 win. 11 nominations. Only Town's original screenplay won. The year belonged to The Godfather Part 2, which swept. But Chinatown's legacy? Priceless. The Library of Congress selected it for permanent preservation. The AFI ranked it the second greatest mystery film ever made. It's taught in every screenwriting class as the perfect example of structure, tragedy, and how to end a story where evil wins. If you're enjoying this deep dive, hit that like button and tell me in the comments. Which Chinatown detail shocked you the most? Chinatown looks bright, but it's built on shadows, real California history, creative battles, rejected music, and a city built on deals people were never meant to see. Subscribe for more deep dives into the films that changed cinema. This is a new, growing channel, and I know I am not hitting the right notes with voiceovers and pronunciation. However, I have put my heart into the research, so do come back, hit that like button. And remember, in Chinatown, the bad guys always win. Sometimes the brightest sunlight hides the darkest stories.